PS5 Pro. PS5 Pro. I know. Panda
Let me get some
is
oxygen because it's a bit high up here with the amount of. There's not much oxygen up here where those PlayStation people are sitting believing this shit.
Insider Gaming can confirm that the documentation leak is from a PlayStation developer portal, which was sent out this week to a wider band of third-party developers. So I love on the Insider Gaming. I love like the little things that I'm about to tell you. Is kind of just the way this is worded. It is so fucking marketing BS. It's not even funny. The PS5 Pro is under the codename Trinity and will be targeting improved and consistent FPS at 4K resolution. You know the thing they promised us in the first fucking place? Yeah, that thing. A new performance mode. Go fuck yourself. For 8K resolution. Go fuck yourself. Will have 30 WGP and 18,000 MTS memory. And if you want to know what 18,000 MTS memory is, it's just a way to basically say, it's just a way to make it sound better than it actually is. It's another way to measure memory that just sounds better because a fucking number is larger. This is my favorite one. 2 to 3 times ray tracing, times 4 in some cases. What the fuck does that mean?
So shouldn't that be 2 to 4 then?
Right, like what the fuck is 2 to 4 times ray tracing?
Why even do 2 to 3
like,
and then just
what maybe is he talking about?
What does that even mean?
All right, everybody, welcome back to another Xvault Gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, we got some more PlayStation 5 Pro specs and rumors and all that accumulating to some massive salt from the other fanboys over across the yard. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. All right, so like I was saying, what we're going to do is go over right away to all this content because there's a lot of saltiness to go around for everybody. So we got these examples. We're starting off strong with our favorite New Yorker here, that being the Gaming Prophet NYC, making his return yet again, stating, "Nah, bro, I'll just wait for the next gen Xbox releasing in 2026. Don't need no mid-gen PS5 Pro. I'm good. Y'all can keep that shit." Oh, right. Apparently we can keep everything else, including your first-party games that you're so willingly able to participate in handing over to other platforms. Not only that, but the NPDs just came out for like Europe and such. And I know it's not the US, which is, you know, where I'm from, obviously. But it is telling. And the fact that every platform did drop, PlayStation only 2%. Nintendo a little bit more, but then very at the bottom there, 47% drop off rate for the Xbox Series S and X. That's 2 different SKUs for somebody to choose from that would count towards those sales. But yes, you're good to wait till 2026. So is Sarah Bond and company going to go ahead and go forward with those consoles being created? Is there anything to make this happen? Is there any reasoning why it would? If these consoles aren't selling, what does it matter if it's a more powerful console and what it can necessarily do? It's not selling. What sells consoles are the games. So you might want to retract that a little bit there. Let's keep going here. Dirt Griggity, let me guess, it's about the power now, right? Will Smith meme. And then Pashka Plays says at the bottom, as you can see, the hilarious part of that is the difference between the PS5 Pro and Series X is almost the same as the difference between PS5 and the Series X. Laughing, crying emoji. So we have our armchair techs out here thinking they know the differences here. We don't know for sure. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't even know for sure what the major differences are. Is it only a 10% difference? Mark Cerny has been the architect since the PlayStation 4, the PS4 Pro, and of course the PS5. And he also, of course, has a hand in the PS5 Pro. So I think we're going to get a little bit more out of this one. I don't know how that'll work. I don't know if more ray tracing effects will be in there for particle effects as well. We don't know a lot of things. So we have to kind of sit and wait, but they're already, as you can see, downplaying it. It's not a big deal, guys. It's not a big deal. We're only down 47% in sales over in Europe right now. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Let's keep going. Xbox Series XS. Xbox Next to be more powerful than the PS5 Pro and PS6. Devil emoji. Shows the quick screen of Xbox Series X just slightly behind the PS5. And like he states, the next Xbox is guaranteed to be there. No true specs have been leaked even. Nothing's been talked about necessarily giving any concrete proof to this. And if it is, again, what matters is, what did I say before? The games matter. The games matter. It doesn't matter. You can have something run 14 towers over in New York City full of power, and you name it, and help take off a rocket-powered jet fuel pack. I don't care, whatever you want to combine there. And what are we doing here? It doesn't matter how much power that a system has. What matters are the games, the experience in those games. Salty assumption. Again, you tell your fan base all this misinformation, and that leads to more disappointment, but continue doing what you guys do best. Fake hype things up. Let's keep going. Risk it for the biscuit and Colt added again here. If this is real, Xbox needs to respond. New PS5 Pro specs rendering 45% faster than PS5, 2 to 3 times ray tracing, times 4 in some cases, 33.5 teraflops, PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution upscaling, which is like this AI upscaling stuff. And then, of course, Colt, as you see, they are the year after. Kyle states they can't wait a year. They had to get the jump on Sony. Absolute failure, in my opinion, and I'm an Xbox fan. It is a failure. The fact that they have to wait. Now, the only deal is if they do end up releasing a Series X or the next, iteration of the next Xbox console a year later, and it is, in fact, more powerful, as it should be, because it's coming out later. That'd be stupid not to, unless you're going a different direction, like what Nintendo has done with the Switch and the Wii U and all that stuff. It has to be more powerful. But again, it doesn't matter. It's going to be on the market. Yes, it's the newest, latest, greatest thing. And if PlayStation, the PS6, doesn't have an answer that quick, which it won't, it's going to be another year or two after. That's going to throw things off a little bit. I don't think that's the risk that they're willing to take. I don't know. If they do, is it going to pay off? The Series S was meant to do the same thing during the pandemic, and we see how that eventually panned out. It's not going to end up being good. I don't know what the end game and goal is here, but yeah, it's a failure overall. Straight up. They had to do a mid-gen refresh, but at this point, like I said, they're not getting sales. The reports came out today. It's across it's across Germany, all over the world, and I understand that, Xbox is the most popular in the US, and it's going to be the strongest there when in terms of sales and such, but it also has a very big market in Europe, and the fact that it's down 47% is still a huge deal, folks. My goodness. Let's keep going. So we got Gaming Forever, Xbox Series X Beast, zero toxicity. Okay, PS5 Pro will run GTA 6 4K 30 or 1080p 60. Sony aimed with this resolution, not frame rates nor ray tracing. So basically, this is PS5 4.50. In a way. It's not a full-on upgrade. This is not a next gen. This is to get the extra bells and whistles. So I'll grant you the fact that it's not necessarily, toxic here. But of course, if you can see on there, Gaming Profit NYC did repost this. So again, damage controlling. It's not the end-all be-all, guys. Don't worry. No, you had to worry a long time ago. We just are kind of getting past the part of your first-party games are heading to other platforms. It has nothing to do with anything hardware related at this point. Your games is the bigger issue than you even worrying about the PS5 Pro and your next Xbox console. What are you going to do with your next Xbox console? Continue to play the games you currently have and the games that are being shared on other platforms? Well, let's keep going. Cricey X40. When they have it, Xbox will have his new hardware real next gen, not this mid-gen update, and first AI Xbox users will play all of them on day and date on Game Pass. Clown emoji. Yes, let's continue to go with Game Pass because that is not what put you guys in this situation in the first place, right? Right? No, that's exactly why you're here. You guys don't learn your lesson. You continue to spout nonsense. Try to go for that win. It is what it is. Yes, you want to subscribe to Game Pass? Be my guest. Your spoils are the other platform's riches. Let me say that again. Your spoils from all of this are the riches for the other platforms. Most gamers and the ones that truly play the game from beginning to end, especially those that are great games, finish them. They start them from beginning to end. Something New York Prophet there does, the gaming prophet, does not do. He's been called out multiple times. He does not finish any of the games that he caps for. That seems to be the common theme there with the Xbox fanboys and Game Pass in general. They don't finish any of the games. Kind of bizarre to me. You have an amazing game. To me, I'd want to begin to start that and end it to have that full experience, but crazy as me. Let's keep going. As you continue at the bottom of that, though, before we move on from this one, you see that he says, doesn't deny, Frederick does, the fact that Xbox has basically gone third party. Exactly. It's the Game Pass win right there. That's all they have to grasp onto. That's the only W they can try and latch onto. And again, it's just going to lead them into more issues and complaints that they're already doing with the third party aspect. But moving on to Sean786. Not surprised Sony Defo needs 33 T-flops to compete against Hellblade 2 on the Series X. Runaway emoji. Then we have PS5 Pro 33 teraflops hurt your feelings. Why compete when they are getting all their games anyway? Exactly. So we don't know. Rumor is that Hellblade 2 might even be day and date on PlayStation, not on their subscription service. Of course, this will be on Xbox's Game Pass day and date. So regardless, PlayStation will have to pay this outright, which I think this won't be a full $70 game. I could be wrong. We'll see. And worst case scenario, this is more than likely still coming to PlayStation as well. And just like we received with Hi-Fi Rush just at the time of this recording, the reviews are glowing and higher than Xbox's because you got the DualSense features and other definitive items that help enhance the experience of that game. The same thing would happen here. Even if it was day and date, that DualSense controller is a game changer. Just saying. But yes, let's worry about what Sony's doing on that end of things, right? Let's go over to Goat Gaming, the biggest misinformation king out there, just second only to Colt Eastwood. But breaking, PlayStation fans are raging on Reddit about the newly leaked PS5 Pro. Fans say they're not willing to pay $799 for a tiny bump in performance when they've just bought a PS5 Slim, and now Sony wants fans to buy a PS5 Pro. This would be 3 consoles in 4 years. So there's always a Slim version. You don't have to buy. No reason to buy if you already have a standard. So obviously he's an idiot there. Second of all, no one's forcing you to get a PlayStation 5 Pro. This is for the gamers that truly want that extra ounce of juice out of it. They don't mind trading in their system towards that or selling it and buying that PS5 Pro to get that extra juice and whatever caveats that come with it. Again, we'll know more when that's announced, but again, this guy constantly has to sit there and spread this misinformation all the time. And then towards the bottom, of course, Yalstromo, damn, Xbox fanboy Goats Gaming is still fanboying because he's mad about the fact that Xbox is going full third party while the Xbox Series consoles are flopping worldwide. Very true. And this guy is doing this every day with multiple accounts. He even pays for Twitter Blue. And if you don't know what Twitter Blue or X Blue is at this point, it's where you pay a subscription and you get unlimited character usage in any of your posts. And then also if you get enough interaction with your posts, you do end up getting some money back. I don't recommend you doing this if you're a new account, but if you're somebody that's a bait account, like bait account, not a beta account, but a bait account like Goat Gaming there, he definitely does try to do this to farm and does the same thing over and over and over. John Linneman, even at the bottom here, from Digital Foundry, Goats Gaming doesn't actually know a damn thing about games as a medium. I genuinely believe people like that don't respect or care about it at all. I'm positive their actual knowledge or understanding on the subject is zero, an absolute joke of an account. So that's great. The biggest burn you can get is from an actual industry person that actually analyzes and talks about this for a living. That's the biggest burn, and I'm glad that Yalstromo did share that so everybody can bear witness, because not everybody sees original posts. You miss a lot of this all the time, but let's keep going. Great burn there. Benji Sales, going over the PlayStation 5 Pro specs here, as you can see. Extension, the Andrea Catfish, just an FYI. Joseph Cruz, don't know why they're still keeping on the persona here. Very bizarre, probably should seek therapy. You're gonna tweet the same thing every day till December? And then of course, I am Dan. You're gonna cry every time you see PS5 Pro posts? This is the same person. Extension is the same person that wrote a giant essay in a post on Twitter when Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart did release and got glowing reviews. A big ol' essay how it wasn't fair, on Christmas Day. On a pretty worldwide, I wouldn't say worldwide, but a pretty well-known holiday for most folks on that day. Really bizarre. To sit there and whine, and just for context here, Benji Sales is actually a pretty pro Xbox person. Totally fine, whatever. A little bit of biasness going on, but he does at least post facts, and goes from about that for the most part. But yeah, Extension, Andrea, Joseph, you're not having any of that. Pretty hilarious that you have to get so salty to comment under your boy's post itself. And wow, if that doesn't scream salty, I don't know what is. And again, for those that come on in the comments anywhere, you don't know what salt is. This is the definition of salt. When I go over these posts, these are salty posts. These aren't normal inquiries. These aren't normal just trolling accounts just to troll. They are serious. They are salty. They are upset. This is the definition of salt. Go argue with your mom somewhere. But I want to bring back real quick here. As you can see, I'm going to try to fit this as much as I can on the screen. So I'll do the best I can. But you know how the last video I said that Colt Eastwood is a shill, and he's paid in some way, shape, or form, early access, whatever the case is. As you can tell here, look at all these examples. You may have to press pause on this, but look at all these examples, from controllers to early access to betas to just constant material that he gets in one way, shape, or form from Xbox themselves. Of course he's a shill. Of course he's going to consistently say and do the things he does. That's what's bizarre to me. But again, press pause so you can really look these over. I think they're pretty crazy. So just a lot of evidence there for those that don't truly believe me. It stacks up, and those are just a few small examples. All right. Let's go over to good old Paris. Paris, I knew it was a matter of time before he put his foot in his mouth and says something absolutely ridiculous. And another Xbox shill. No matter PlayStation sending him all kinds of review codes and material as well, he continues to be that Xbox shill because he still gets stuff from Xbox as well, mind you. But if PlayStation wants the rumored PS5 Pro to have any impact beyond the enthusiast crowd, it will be $499 at launch. Only the hardcore audience will be willing to pay a premium for increased performance. As for GTA 6, if you don't already own a PS5 or Xbox, most consumers will look for the cheapest point of entry. I am willing to bet against that. Not just saying that, but you're not going to get a PS5 Pro for $499. Get out of here. I really think we're for sure looking at $600, okay? $600. So if we're talking about those that already own a PlayStation 5, you're going to sell personally or trade it in towards, if a retailer has some sort of trade-in program, whether it be GameStop or whatever it is in your country or whatever retailer might be doing it, or again, selling it yourself, you're going to get a decent chunk back, around $300 minimum, I believe. That being said, so if it does sell at $600, you're paying $300 to get that more. Is it more of an enthusiast crowd? I mean, if you want to pick and choose definitions like that, I mean, go ahead. But I think you'd be surprised. I mean, people want to play GTA 6 the best way they can. Depends on the marketing. If Sony does the marketing right with the PS5 Pro and gives out the juice, I really think the advertisements are going to go really well together with how this can perform with the collaboration with GTA 6. You're already getting the bundles with PS5 standard editions with Grand Theft Auto 6. That has already been out in the wilds for everybody to know. So that is going to sell hotcakes alone. But if they decide to also throw in GTA 6 with a PS5 Pro and still sell that at $600, I think a lot of folks are going to have themselves a deal. I think this is, again, downplaying everything. Folks, I'm going to set this apart real quick here. This is huge. GTA 6 just bundled with PlayStation alone is huge. The things you can do. Grand Theft Auto 5 is selling like crazy on all platforms, especially PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 version, right? Up to the PlayStation 5 even. But it's still hitting the top 10 lists in a lot of territories. It's absolutely crazy the legs that Grand Theft Auto has and does. It's by far not my favorite IP by far. Like, I play through it. It's great. I think they're great entries and there's a lot to them. But yeah, GTA 6 is just going to skyrocket everything. Hands down. You can downplay it all you want, Paris. You can get upset all you want and try to act like you're not upset here, but you are. This is another bad take. Straight up. Salt. Upset. You name it. So we'll end it here. We have tons of examples. I can make these videos forever because they just don't stop. Again, the Salt Rushmore of content is going to continue to follow with everything that's happening. And as Xbox is imploding from within and just changing their trajectory and what they're doing for their brand. So stay tuned for more of that. And of course, as always, thank you all so much. At this time of recording, we have 1,490 out of that 1,500 goal. We're 10 subs away at this time of recording. Thank you all so much. We're so close, and I know we can smash that out of the park. So thank you all for your support and your continued willingness to lend an eye and ear and support me. I really do appreciate that. That being said, be sure to leave a like if you would. Comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Those both help out the algorithms. And of course, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself, and if you want to stick with the truth. So, that being said, just remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see you next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.